I would say he's a father of all children.
Who cannot even shout on a child when the child is going wrong?
He's trying, and he's doing his best to keep them.
Yeah, my name is Abraham Lermu Saaka. I am the founder and the proprietor of Redemption Children's Home. Redemption Children's Home was started in 2004, but originally basically registered in 2006. It was birthed out of my passion for children. I had the opportunity or the privilege of being raised by a Dutch family. And so on the back of my mind, I always wanted to be able to take care of at least one child to be a blessing to. And when I finished my university, I had the opportunity to be with some American missionaries where I had a little bit of money. So when I came back home, I found out that there was an abandoned baby. So I decided to go for that child. And the child was only 1.5 weeks old. So when I went, I just asked for the child, and the family quickly handed the child over to me. I started with one child, thinking that that's the only child I was going to take care of. The news went viral. So within a short period of time, we have moved from one child to about 5 children, and then to 15. I didn't know that it was so difficult in taking care of babies, because you need diapers, you need milk, and there were other medical expenses as well. So very soon the amount of money that I got finished. I started asking myself questions: where am I going with this? Who is going to help me to take care of the children? So I went for my sister, who was a head teacher in one of the schools in Kamara, and she agreed to come and help me out. We rented a 5-bedroom house. You know, it's also a requirement from the social welfare that we need to have a facility specifically for the children. And renting was more costly than having your own place. And I had the opportunity to be in Holland a couple of times. So we were able to raise a little bit of money. But it wasn't enough to build a house. It was just enough to start a foundation. I was here in the house one time when a man from Norway came and told me that he has heard of me and what I'm doing. So he wanted to hear my story. He also planned that he was going to help raise money to help us. That was the point where we were able to raise money bit by bit to get what we have today. We were able to build the children's home and then also to put up 3 classrooms for the children. But the school is not only open to the children home, but also it is open to the public. To redeem, it's also to save or to prevent. What we're trying to do is to be able to save some of these children in their situation, save them into a new life, where they can grow up to become what God wants them to be.
About 2 years back, I decided to join him here, just simply because I do visit. The way the kids were being taken care of, I wasn't happy with it. So I decided to join them to take care of their food and then their clothing and all sorts of things.
Before my wife came in, I know that she was just coming in, not knowing where I started. And sometimes I know that even though she liked what I'm doing, she was not there when I grasped the concept. So there are certain challenges that I knew she was going to face.
They seeing their father to be the mother, the father, the sister, and everything. All of a sudden, you came inside, and then now look, what is this? You are bringing all these kind of rules. So it was not easy for us, but now they have really understood me and then accepted me as a mother. So I really love them. Yeah. The journey with me being with Abraham, there is some sweetness part of it, and then also some part that is a little bit,
And now she starts to see the reality, the pressure of having to wake up in the middle of the night because there's an issue, you have to go to hospital when kids need money for something, the food situation. It is not easy. So, and having to even have time for her sometimes were some of the things that she came to struggle with. So it wasn't very easy for her, and it wasn't easy for me as well. Sometimes when we run out of food, I've been able to make contacts. I had good relationship with some market women that are very supportive. A lot of people misunderstood me. Even some of my family members misunderstood what I was doing. Until we have gotten to a level when people began to understand. Now I got a car. Yeah, well, I have some friends that always come here. And anytime they come, movement was difficult, so they decided to help get this one so that they can easily be picked anytime they come. I get people saying all kinds of things, but some people actually who know what I do understand. I've been working for a very long time. Having come out of a university where I should be able to make life for myself, get a better future, all the resources that I obtained was used for other people's children. It's exciting to have your own blood child, but when my firstborn came, I think it wasn't so much a big thing to me, like as I thought it would. I think the reason being that I've always felt like a father. I've been a father for a very long time before he came.
I was happy even when I was not, pregnant. When I got pregnant, the happiness boosted up. And then I realized that this is my own blood. They have been a blessing to me, my husband, as well as the children. Right now that I am also having kids over here, it's not easy because my responsibilities as a wife has increased. And so I have to take care of those in the house here as well as going there. So the way I used to go there has really reduced. But then I still make time to, go there to make fun with them.
I was torn apart. I have a family here. Now I have to deal with both families. And all of them are a priority. They are very important to me. With the new reforms, with the social welfare and the government, they are all very good policies. But it's not easy when you have to raise children from 1 year, and some of them are almost 18, 19, and then you have to part company. It's one of the most difficult things.
It's about 3 kids here. Their parents have a mental problem, so they were dumped inside the gutter. Yeah. So they brought them here.
Some of them have been reunified to family homes, especially those that we have identified their family. We have reunified them. I still have connection with them. They still come to the home and go back. But it was nice that they still know that this is where they came from.
My mom is about 60 to 70 years old now, and she can't do anything. We are very happy for what he has been doing for us. I'm going through tough times or emotional distress. I always come to him and he always solves the problem.
To get their relatives is really a problem. The way they came here, the manner in which they get to this place, sometimes I don't want to even think of it because it's too bad.
At times, it gives me a lot of sleepless nights. So there are times when I just have to say to myself that, well, something that you know that is going to happen, sometimes you just have to let go. How I cool down myself is the fact that wherever they are, I'm still here for them. Most of the kids, they see me as their father. So now I know that it's going to be very difficult when they go somewhere and they have to start life again. Now, who is going to be their father? Despite the fact that it is not a residential home for the children, I should still be able to use my resources, wherever I am, to be able to be a blessing to them. My heart is still with the kids. You know, one of the things that I'm doing right now, it's what we call individual sponsorship. The individual sponsorship, it's mostly for the older kids. I'm trying as much as possible to connect them to individuals that are able to adopt them and sponsor them through their school. I've been able to get 3 now. One of them is in the Ghana School of Cosmetology in Accra. I have one that is going to go into pottery. This is a piece of land that I've given to this friend of mine. And one of the reasons is also because some of my kids are the children who are interested in mechanics. So we gave a little bit to him so that they can get opportunity to come and learn how to repair cars. True that it is very difficult to run a children's home in this part of our country. To raise money, it's very difficult. And people get tired of donation. So what we try to do now is that we are trying as much as possible to start projects. Like we have just started a pure water project. Why? Because we know that the water table around our area is very high. And so we are able to produce much water. These are all filters. And all these ones filter the water until it gets here. There is a gadget here that kills any virus or bacterial that gets into this place. And then from here, we should be able to produce about 10,000 sachets of water a day. So we should be able to use the pure water factory to generate some income that will at least augment certain parts of our financial challenges. We are also having the plan of starting a shea butter processing factory. So we want to be able to use the raw material here to be able to produce shea butter. It's a commodity that most people from the West love. So we should be able to make money out of that one as well. So we're still doing a lot of contacts to see if people will catch up our dream and then come to our aid to help us to be able to get it. So we're calling everybody to do something little as a brick to get us moving.
Even if you have not given birth, you are a mother. And then any kid that comes on her way, she needs to really help the kid, advise the children in a good way, teach the children all the moral lessons that he or she needs.
I'm so always grateful when I look behind me and I see where I have raised some of these children and where some of them are now. I've realized that my investment was not wasted. My time, the money that I used, even some of the struggles that I went through was not a waste. It was for a purpose. And that purpose had been accomplished. So I'm grateful that I walked through those thorns to get where I am.